Hello again. We're take 3. Heather and Nikki from Woolly Elephant. We pre-filmed this yesterday already, but there was a bit of a problem with the camera trying to focus behind us. We got a great video, great lighting, everything, but it just kept trying to focus in between us behind. So we're hoping that doesn't happen this time. But we've come to Nikki's house while Michael's on his nap time, because this is my day off today, so this is the only other time we can maybe squeeze it in. But we can't do it when Michael's awake, obviously, because buggerlugs would be running around, creating
2.5.
creating merry hell. So we're at Nikki's house in front of a purple wall instead of a pink wall today. We'll be back in the new location next week. So we're hoping this works out right. If not, we'll have to wait till next week and film it on the camera again, because we're currently on my phone, trying it out on my new phone. So we are in post Edinburgh vlog. It's been nearly a week and I'm still I don't know, I think there's something up. I'm still tired.
Yeah.
I feel weary round my eyes. I don't know if I'm ailing for something, but that aside, we shall soldier on, because we're English. And that's what you do.
You should get on with it.
Stiff upper lip and all that. Joseph is, I think, just gone to sleep as well. So you may get to see him, you may not. Unfortunately, in the last video, he was all smiles.
He was.
But never mind. So, Edinburgh.
That was fun.
It wasn't quite as overwhelming as it was last time, because we knew what to expect this time.
We were ready.
We got there early. We left at half past four in the morning, and we got there pretty much about 4 hours, 4 hours 15 minutes, something like that. Stopped off once or twice,
something like that. Yeah.
Got there probably about 8:30, quarter to 9ish, something like that. Anyway, we saw a few people stood at the front of the starting the queue already. We thought, nutters.
Crazy people. Because
it was freezing. It was really cold and windy. Anyway, there's an Asda pretty close to the Corn Exchange, practically next door. And they have a McDonald's in there, which we knew. So we went in there for breakfast and to have a sit around for a bit. Anyway, when we came back out closer to the time to go and get the queue was already round the corner, all the way along the front and round the corner. And we were round the corner.
Yeah, we were.
And then this guy came down telling us that we might not get in. That it was so oversold tickets, not oversold tickets, but oversubscribed. I think a lot more people had turned up than they possibly expected. I think maybe if they didn't make Thursday ticket holders only, because when you see the videos, it looked like they could have taken a lot more people in.
Yeah.
On the Thursday as well, as opposed to the other 2 days. But that's beside the point. He came down and told us we might not get in. Well, we obviously weren't very impressed about that, because we travelled over 4 hours to get there. The lady behind us was from Manchester, and she'd come up. She wasn't best impressed, and the lady in front of us was all the way from America.
Yeah, New York.
And we know there'd been a few other people coming from all over. To be told that you might not get in, because we couldn't get tickets, because the tickets sold out. The pre-sale tickets sold out so quick. That you didn't get a look. We didn't get a look in, but he kept saying on the website about come down anyway. You know, we had no trouble getting everybody in last year, so you trail all that way, and then somebody to tell you that you might not get in. Anyway, I did a bit of a rant video while we were stood in the queue on Instagram. But anyway, he came back down. My husband had gone off to sit in the car because it looked like we were going to be a while. Anyway, while he was gone, the guy came back down and said, up to us, so many people behind us, they said we'd be all right, we'd get in, not to worry. So we thought, great. And we texted my husband and we told him. But by the time he got back to us, we'd got in. And he messaged us saying he couldn't get in, because he'd obviously stopped letting people in again. So that was it, he couldn't come in. And he had got plans originally for going up to see this cathedral, abbey, whatever it was. Place. That he was going to photograph if the weather was good, because he's a bit of an amateur photographer, but the weather was quite cold. But he says, I'll go anyway. I'll bring you sandwiches. Come out and get your sandwiches. Well, you spoke to the lady.
Yeah. She said, don't go out. Well, she said, I asked if we go out, can we just come straight back in? We need to pick up some sandwiches. And she said, oh, probably not a good idea because we don't know how they're working it with that type of thing. If you go out, you may have to get back in the queue. And I was like, nope, sacrifice the sandwiches. We don't need those.
So it cost us an extra tenner each in food. But we weren't going to. I know it did, I saw it. That's because I moved backwards and forwards, I think. It's not so bad if it does this only occasionally.
Yeah.
We're talking about it focusing in and out. We're hoping it's not doing it too much. Because we want to be able to film on this going forward because it's so much, it's easier for us because we've got a bigger screen to look at for a start. Anyway, so we got in and put a little video on. We fully intended to video quite a bit, but we
couldn't get over how busy it was. And I expected it to be busy, but I expected most of the busyness to be gone on the Thursday. But like you have a stall and there was like 10 people in one stall and there was people queuing to get in those stalls.
It was crazy. Yes. It was good though.
It was.
But we didn't get as much video because Nick was going to come in obviously with us and he'd have done filming on my phone and taking pictures while we just got on with doing what we were doing.
Yeah.
But as that didn't happen, I took a few bits of video when I remembered, but not much. So if I might add them on a separate, just like a separate little vlog or something. Yeah. Rather than putting them on the end of this. I took photographs of when we met a few people. We met Kristen from Yarngasm. Amy from Stranded Dye Works. We got pictures with these, and Barbara from I Love Knitting. So if you follow us on Instagram and you want to see those, just go on. If you've not already seen them, you go on and have a quick look at those, rather than me put them back in here. Yeah. Again, so that we don't make this video too long before Michael might wake up. So that was that.
Got the video monitor right in front of me.
Yeah, we're watching him on.
So if I shout abort, it's because we've got to go.
Because he's woke up, we can see him asleep in his little bed. So, and Joseph, like I say, seems to be snoozing at the moment. So, on with the actual knitting. So, finished objects. Have you got any?
No.
Oh, we could do what am I wearing?
Oh, okay. I'm wearing a shawl this was my first ever shawl that I ever knitted. It was a mystery knit along at the time when I started doing it. This is the Cozy Schlanklet by Mina Phillips, knitting expert. And this was a mystery knit along when I did it, and I knitted it in Knit Picks in some of their worsted yarn. I couldn't tell you what it was.
Stroll. Was it Stroll?
No, it wasn't Stroll. I couldn't tell you what it was, but I almost remember the names. I think this was Duchess Crest. I can't remember what this one was called.
Blue. Teal.
Well, that's what I'm wearing.
I'm wearing my Portella sweater by Jane Ellison from Pearl and Jane. I was going to wear this to Edinburgh, but then I remembered last year we were absolutely baking up while we were in there, and I really wanted to wear something knitted, but I thought I just remember how hot it was last year, and this jumper is pretty damn warm because this is the one I finished recently, so I didn't wear it. Now, as it happens, when we got there, I went in like a purple sweatshirt and a shawl. Because as it happens when we were walking around, I'm thinking I could have worn my jumper because it was nowhere near as hot as it was last year. They'd obviously addressed that. I
had a big thick cardi on and I had my coat on because there was no room in the cloakroom, and I was fine. And I had a big wrap on as well.
They must have sorted out the air conditioning or something, so I could have worn it. So I'll bear that in mind for next year. We're hoping next year to go for a couple of days.
That'd be nice.
The plan, go on the train. Maybe do 2 days, 3 days. Depends how much it all costs.
Who needs to get married?
Yeah. It's around the time she gets married, yeah. So, we'll see. So even if Nikki doesn't come with me, because she's like,
No, I will be coming with you.
A pauper after getting married.
You'd be right.
I'll be with me. Nick will come with me.
Your dad will come. Wedding?
So, anyway, finished objects. I showed last week, I think I held up my tablet and showed because I couldn't really hold up my loom. I was weaving a scarf in the new West Yorkshire Spinners Florist collection, I think it's called. Hang on. In the signature 4-ply. Doesn't actually say on there. Flipping typical. Anyway, this is it. Finished it on Sunday. It's really nice. I'm really liking these colours. I used 3 of the colours. They brought out, I think, it's about 8, I think. 4 solids and 4 mild colours. And on this, I've used the blue, the peach, and then the blue mild. They brought out a mild one and a solid colour in each colourway. So that's the 2 blues. There's a peach, and then there's like a pinky peach mild one that goes with that.
It's really pretty.
So I was really pleased with that. Hang on, I'll show it on. Like I say, I don't normally do pastels, but this is one of the warmer kind of pastels, I think. We're putting the peach in it. I quite like that. So I'm quite into that. That's quite nice.
It's really nice, that.
I've not blocked it yet, which I'm going to do. I'm going to, well, not block it, but I'm going to soak it because it should puff up a bit and look a bit less, because it looks a little bit wrinkly. And when I soak it, it'll close up. The fibres should close up a little bit more.
And it'll look like it's all one piece.
Yeah, and fill in the gaps a bit more. They usually bloom. I haven't done it too tight to weave. The only thing was, I'd been so careful when I was weaving this to check that I wasn't making any mistakes, because it's 75% wool, 25% nylon. It's the fingering weight sock yarn. It's not superwash. When it's not superwash, they can tend to be a bit sticky. As you bring the heddle up and down, as the yarns cross over to open the shed up in the different ways, they can stick a bit with the little fibres that stick out. So if you're not paying attention, then when one sticks and you don't notice and you put your shuttle through, you could go over 2 threads instead of 1. Anyway, I was pretty good as far as I knew. I'd seen everything and corrected it till I pulled it off.
Oh.
Till I pulled it off, and then spotted it. The moment I was unrolling it off the rollers, I thought, I can't flipping believe it. I've been so careful. It's smack bang in the middle. And it wasn't just 1, it was 2. Can you see it? Here. I don't know how I managed it, and I didn't see that on the loom. I don't know. Because I've mostly been doing it Sunday mornings. Yeah. Not so much, I haven't been doing it at night, so being tired. I've been doing it in the mornings. I've been getting up, because quite often I wake up about 6 in the morning, and I'll come down and I was putting doing half an hour on this, because that's all I can manage, because I'm doing it standing up, because I struggle with it sitting down. I haven't got a stand for it yet. I have to sell an arm and a leg to buy a stand. So I'm doing it standing up, clamped to the table, so it hurts my neck, because I have trouble with my neck anyway, and it hurts my neck, so I can manage about half an hour. If I do it any longer, then I can feel it in my neck and my shoulders, especially my neck. It aches for ages.
I get that when I've been sewing.
I get a dull ache, so I've been doing it in the mornings, and I can't understand. Anyway, I can't think how to fix it. I don't know how to fix that. If it's possible to fix that, short of covering it up, but it's in the middle. It's at the back of my neck, and if anybody's looking too close to see that and points it out, it will be, get out my space.
You're a bit too close there.
Yes. So it'll be under my hair anyway, so nobody will see it. So it's for me and not for anybody else. I can live with that. If nobody else can live with it, then
I don't think I can call them.
That's just your problem, not mine. I'd wear it now, but I can't wear it because it's warm in here. Because the baby's, obviously Nicky's got the baby in here. It's quite toasty, as they say. Anyway, that's the first one. I've also I did this to wear. I did one last year for Edinburgh, to wear to Edinburgh. The girls from the grocery stall. I did a second one because I wear it to death. If I wear a shawl, I've made a few, but that's the one I wear all the time. You'll have seen me wearing it before. It's purple and it's got like a mustardy colour in it and a white with a fleck in it. I live in it, so I thought I'd do another one. If I got it done in time for Edinburgh, all the better, and I could wear it, which I did. I wasn't trying to rush it. I've not blocked it, so this this lace section could do with blocking out a bit, stretching out a bit more. But I'm not overly concerned. But this is my hand-dyed yarn. I think I've mentioned that. I've shown this before, but this is it now finished and off the. So it's quite a big not big. It's an asymmetric, but it's a real easy shawl to knit, and it's a real. I can't say I'm the best at how to wear them. Oh. Hang. Ooh, did we go a bit fuzzy then?
We did.
How to wear them, but hey ho. But I imagine I'll wear this one. It's getting a bit warm. It's a bit warm in here to keep it on, but they hang really nice. I like the 2 points because they're quite long. You can tie them.
That's what I do. I tie them at the
bottom. Which I like. Tie them and then put this over the top. That's good. Hide them underneath, and then it's not too bad. It doesn't keep blowing off when it's a bit windy.
Which it is in Charlie.
The mauve colour and the purpley colour are. I can't remember whether it's Artisanal or Adrofil.
Artisanal.
I think it's Artisanal. I bought them for another shawl when we were at the Cockermouth Yarn Festival last year, and this is obviously my own hand dyed on a 4-ply sock weight yarn. Anyway, I'll have to take that off because it's like really kind of warm. Probably throwing the camera into a dicky fit.
It's 20 degrees in here.
Don't like it that warm. Not with a woolly jumper on anyway. Anyway, that's finished objects. So.
I have none.
You have none.
I have sewing ones.
So, whips. Works in progress. Do you love it how everybody always says that? What? The abbreviation. And then tells you what it actually means. No, just say work in progress.
No point saying whips then, is there?
No, but everybody seems to. Sorry, I've got something stuck in my teeth. Everybody seems to do it. So, work in progress. You can do that first.
I showed these in the last video podcast we did. They're my socks that I'm knitting in. I'm doing the Grand Central Station pattern. I'm the knitting expert, and this is the second sock. So I did basically all this on the way to Edinburgh, and I think that's 2, 4, 5 repeats. So I've just got another 5 to go, and then I'll be on the
it's looking good, that
heel.
You doing that on your Knit Pro Zings DPNs?
2.5 ones, and I've got this much for the heels and the toes. Hopefully it'll be enough. I should think it will be.
Have you split it into 2 or something? Oh, you've done the first one.
I did the first one. It only took 10 grams. No, 5 grams to do that, and that. So I was like, is that it?
So hopefully you should have enough, because there were 20-gram minis.
We'll see what I've got at the end. This is from Fluff, Rusty Ferret or Eldridge on a doll base, which is 75/25 merino nylon. We saw her at Edinburgh as well. She was full of beans. She was. In a shiny black booth. She had like black plastic. She'd like put black plastic up all behind, which I was looking at and thinking, can't make my mind up whether I like that or not. But it certainly stood out. It's different. Yeah. If anybody wanted to know where she was, well, she's in the shiny black one. I'm going to try on this sock not to make too many mistakes, because in the other one I've got a few mistakes, but that's what makes it handmade. It's on your feet. If you're looking at my feet, you need to back off. You're a strange and unusual person. Just a smidge. But that's my sock that I'm working on. Show me one of mine? Yeah. Show one of mine? Right, I am now, my socks I'm only doing my socks. I've still socks in my kind of lunch breaks at work, or if I'm watching a programme in the evening at the moment and I don't need to concentrate. I've got 3 pairs on the go. I've got my Opal Minis from my advent calendar socks my scrappy ones that I'm doing, and I've got my Risferber, I think they're called Risferber socks, which was from the Knitting Expats Wanderlust sock collection, the first one. I've done one. See, I've done one in each sock, and I'm about halfway down the leg in that one. I'm doing the legs longer these days, so they take me a bit longer. And then I'm doing, I did Love Song socks test knit for Barbara from Knitting I Love, and I'm
halfway. I've just gone past the bit where you put the markers in to cut for the heel. On that one, I haven't brought them with me today. I want to get cracking and get at least start getting these socks finished, because I want to have a go at doing some. I want to do some more. I've got all the yarns I want to do some more in, so I need to get cracking and get them done. I was doing a little bit this morning. Plus I want to get that Love Song socks finished. Then I've finished the pair on the test knit. Yeah. Pattern's available to buy now on a Ravelry Facebook page. I've done a previous video. I showed the first one I'd finished, and I've done a video on me cutting in the heel for the first time after I watched Barbara's video. So if you want to go back and watch that, and then hopefully I'll have them done for the next video. I'll at least have that pair done. I don't know about the others, but I'll have that pair done. But if I don't and I want to start more, I have bought more sock needles. Yes. Just because I want to do 2 at a time. I want to have a go at doing 2 at a time. Anyway, this is what I've been working on now, because this is what I really want to get finished as well. This is my Tamdu. They all have weird names, these things. Tamdu shawl by Melanie Berg. I got this at Kendal Wool Gathering last year. Got the kit for this. It did have a dark grey in, light grey, green and dark grey, but I got her to change the dark grey for this like raspberry pink, because I just loved the colour and I didn't want grey. I did made mistakes on this. Only noticed late on. If you notice on this section, first section here, you do these 5 repeats, and I finished in the light grey. And then I only noticed because my stitch count seemed to be out a bit, and I was just fudging it as I was going along to get it right, and I didn't know why, till I realised I hadn't put, like on this section, I should have finished on a red row, a raspberry red row, and I hadn't put it in. And on this section, I should have finished with a grey row here, and I hadn't done that. So that now, when I got to this section, I have now started doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then further on, you'll get a bigger lace section. But it's a pretty easy shawl to do. The yarn that's in the kit is lovely. It's going to be, again, an asymmetric shawl. I do like the asymmetric shawls. So that's as far as I've got now. I think in the last video, I was only to about here. So I've put quite a bit on since we've come back from Edinburgh. Because this is quite an easy knit as well. I started off taking the yarn up the sides, as you can see there. But then I decided, it was alright, but then I decided when I got to here, I didn't like it. I was alright with it at first, and then changed my mind and decided I didn't like it, so I started cutting the yarn. So I'm only taking it across the bits of grey, not across the darker colours. So I've been weaving, because there will now be so many
squillies
ends, as you can see, just from that section, Emily's there, I have been, good girl, and I've been weaving them in as I go. As I go. So I'll do so many, and then I'll weave them in, because then there's no way I wanted to get to the end of that, because of all these stripes, I'd have to weave all that lot in. So I'm knitting them on, I think, 3.5mm. They were Knit Pro Symphonies, which I got for Christmas, on an 80 centimetre cord. I'd say they're on an 80 centimetre cord. I like these. The only downfall of these I've noticed is they print the size on in white, and it rubbed off. I think after nearly the first time. This is the second time I've used this pair. The size rubbed off straight away. So sort it out, Knit Pro. Everybody else puts it on the metal, etches it in, or puts it on something something that stays on, or Addy puts it on the cord, or something that doesn't rub off after the first time you use them. I mean, you can use a needle sizer.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that every time.
You can use a needle. I've got to use a needle sizer to find out which size my needles are, when it could just be put on properly. But they are beautiful needles to knit with. If you like knitting with wood, and I like Knit Pro Symphonies, I always have. I used to have them in the straights. So those are really nice for that. This is the pattern. It's a paid. You can probably, I don't know if you can get it on Ravelry. You probably can get it on Ravelry.
So you can.
Paid for pattern. This is the pattern anyway. So it's a lovely shawl. The colours that I'm knitting it in are, it's knitted in this Cumbrian, the kit was in Cumbria, Onto the Hills, from the Fibre Company. And I knitted it in Cowberry, which I think is the red. Helvellyn, which one did we decide that one was? We decided Helvellyn we think is the grey, and Scarfell, sorry, we went out of focus then. The Scarfell we think is the green. Though don't hold me to that. But I think it's that way around. So that's that one. So have you got another one?
I was sent to Edinburgh Yarn Festival with the request to knit some rainbow socks for them. They wanted some yarn for rainbow socks. So I bought a sock blank from Easy Knits. They call it a sushi roll. This is half of it. This is the other half, which I
cut it. See it against the wall.
It blends in. I cut it down the middle of the sock blank and balled it up so I could do 2 at a time. That's what I'm doing. I've cast on 72 stitches for each. Just done 20 rows to 2x2 rib, and that's it. I'm just going to do him stockinette, and because he's got giant clown feet, I'm not going to get a whole sock, 2 whole socks out of 100 grams. I've got.
Do you not think you will?
No, not if I'm doing a longer leg. I bought a mini for his toes and his heels.
You have to keep weighing to make sure you've got enough as you go along.
Well, I think I've done.
So you don't do too much of that, because you can't, when you get to the heel, are you going to cut in a heel or do an afterthought heel?
No.
Yeah, or are you going to do a heel flap and gusset?
I'm going to do a heel flap and gusset for them.
Because you need to get halfway and then see if you've still got half the wool left, don't you?
So
keep weighing it so you don't use more than half.
Because I have to knit, I think it's 10 inches. No, I think I'll do 9.5 and then do his toe. But he's got giant feet and it feels like forever. So I decided to do 2 at a time because...
When you've done one, you'll never want to do the other.
No, with his birthday socks, he didn't get them on his birthday. Because I did the first one, no problem. But the second one, I was like, no. And I did them on 9-inch circulars. And, yeah. So, doing these, I'll probably have them done pretty soon, I hope, she says. I'll get distracted by something else and start something new.
Pretty colours though, so it's incentive to keep going.
Yeah. They're going to look totally odd. Because he did have ones on his stall that were called twinsies that were suitable for 2 at a time, but they didn't have the colours I liked in those, so I just got this one and went with that.
Just before I show my next one, I forgot to show these. These were the Florist collection for the shawl that I did. These were the Florist collection yarns that I used. I thought you might like to have a look. So that's West Yorkshire Spinners, Signature 4-ply, which is a popular range of theirs. 35% blue face Leicester, the rest of it's wool, and 25% nylon. So there you go. That's what they look like. Got plenty left. Maybe to do a pair of fingerless mittens, or
Be nice.
I've probably got enough there to do socks as well. Knit a pair of socks. Anyway, the other thing I've brought that I'm working on. I haven't worked on a lot of the things I've got going on. I've just concentrated on a couple of things. This is my mix and match hair thing going on there. Mix and match sweater.
Don't even know what mine's doing.
Can't see the greys, can you?
Got his world of its
I have noticed when I'm watching
World of
these
its own.
videos back, I've got more grey than I thought I had. My HD camera is making it show up.
It needs to behave.
Not impressed. But hey ho, I'll grow old gracefully, I think. Let it go. At least for now.
Pearls of wisdom, that mother.
It is. Anyway, mix and match cardigan by Nina Phillips, Knitting Expat.
I think we might like her patterns.
I think we do. There we go. I liked hers when she showed hers on the pattern and it was all knitted in hand-dyed yarn. But for the amount of hand-dyed yarn I'd need to knit this, it was going to cost something like £70 or £80. And I wasn't prepared to spend that. I wanted a cardigan that I could just chuck in the wash, chuck in the tumble dryer if necessary. Not that I don't think that this will need it, feeling it. Something I could just wear all the time, pick up, and not worry about killing it. You know, because I've killed many jumpers in my time. By them accidentally going in the washing machine, or them going in on purpose, but they seem to, I've stretched them. This is the first one I've knitted 100% wool. This was 100% blue faced Leicester. And I will do more in the future, but for what I was wanting to do, I'll probably next one I'll do in commercial. Yeah, commercial, your regular everyday stuff, because I like that as well. This is Serdar Harap Tweed. It's like a goldy colour, and I got it for £1.69 a ball from Black Sheep Wools online in a sale. I've just been looking at this in Fred Alder's in Manchester, and it was £2.89 a ball, but they didn't have this colour. I'd been looking online and I'd seen the gold, and I'd seen like a blue I liked. I thought the gold might go with more. Sorry, stop moving it. I thought the gold might go with more. Anyway, so when they had 2 of these colour on the shelf, and it was really busy, and I just didn't have time to wait around while somebody came and had a look. So anyway, we sat in McDonald's and was having a look online, and Black Sheep Wools had it in the sale, just this colour, for £1.69. I thought, bargain. So it was the first thing I did. I got home, I ordered it. Serdar Harap Tweed, it's double knitting, and it's shade 0102. It's 50 grams, and I think the whole thing, did I order 12 balls, and it cost less than £20.
Oh, can't go wrong.
Which is a bargain. Means I can spend a bit more on the buttons, getting nice buttons. And it's 40% nylon, 10% wool, 24% acrylic, 6% viscose.
What is viscose?
I don't know. Stretchy stuff. Is it like a stretchy stuff?
I would assume so.
It
sounds like it could be stretchy stuff. I should know this considering I sew.
Yeah, it's a man-made thing, and it says you can wash it at 40 degrees and tumble dry on low. So, if I tumble dry it and it shrinks or stretches, it shouldn't stretch, but if it shrinks, I'll be ringing Serdar and complaining. But it's really nice to knit with. Now, I have made copious mistakes on this. The world's simplest sweater, jumper, cardigan.
Cardigan mum.
Anyway, it doesn't inspire me. It's a really easy cardigan to knit, and there's nothing wrong at all with the pattern. This is just purely me not paying attention to what I'm doing, or the increases and decreases, which put me off knitting top down, because there's so many stitches to undo if you make a mistake. Because you're going, obviously, across the front, the sleeve, the back, the next sleeve, and the other front. And so just to undo 6 rows. Oh, God. It was, because when I found a couple of times my stitch count's been wrong, and I thought, I want to do it right, because, the first mistake I made was, I made a mistake. Oh, like a hole. You know, sometimes when you do it and you don't know how you've made the hole, whether you've yarned over or something without realising it and knitted them with another one, no.
Yeah.
And it had a hole in it. And I thought, I could stitch it at the back, and then thought, no, because it was here. It would be right here. So in a really visible area. If it was down the bottom, probably wouldn't have bothered. But because it was here. So that meant pulling back about 2 or 3 hours work. So I was a bit naffed off with myself about that. And then the other day, I was getting to the point where I was nearly at the point where I think it was going to separate the sleeves off. And I was counting my stitches. It said, I had about 4 rows left to do, 4 or 5 rows left to do. And it said you should have this many stitches on your sleeve, this many stitches on your front, your back. Told you how many stitches. And the front left was right, the front sleeve was right, the left sleeve was right. And then I got to the back and I was 1 stitch out. And this was before I got to that point, before those extra few rows, and I had about another 8 stitches to increase all the way across. And then I got to the right sleeve, and that was 2 stitches over. And I got to the right front, and that was already at what it should be when you finished that section. I knit this when I'm tired at night watching telly. So I was cursing, and I pulled. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that. So I pulled it back. So I'm nearly back there now. I've only got a couple more. I think another 4 rows or something to do.
Have you like counted every row?
I've been checking it religiously that I've got the right amount of stitches, which is a bit of a, should I say, ball ache, kerfuffle, pain in the backside. But I really want it, and it'll be done. And I probably will knit another when I've done it, because if it fits right, if it fits nice, I'll make another one, because I like having just plain simple cardigans with no fuss on them.
You go with everything then.
Yeah, to go with everything. So that's that so far. I am again knitting these on Knit Pro Symphonies. I can't tell you what size because it's worn off. Sorry, I have to look over my glasses to see, because it's worn off. But I'm assuming it's 4mm. 4 or 4.5 millimetre. I did not do a swatch, so shout at me, shout at the screen if you like. I didn't do a swatch, but I am doing. It says it should come out as about a 48, and even if I'm knitting a little bit tighter, it should still fit because I'm a 44. So even if it's a little bit tighter and it's like a 46, it should still be fine.
Yeah, it should be right then.
I thought I'll do the bigger because there was one size that came out as a 45 with the amount of positive ease in it. It should come out as a 45, and I thought, no, I'll go the next size up because I don't mind having a cardigan baggy.
No.
And we'll see. So that was that. So you can get the pattern online from Mina Phillips. What's your last?
Knitting Expat Designs.
Knitting Expat Design. Yeah, because I put Knitting Expat in. She didn't come up. It said nothing found. I put Mina Phillips in, and it came up as nothing found. But it came up. I had to go back and look, and it's Knitting Expat Design, and you have to put in, otherwise you don't find. Yeah. Which I was quite surprised at, actually, for a regular search engine.
Well, yeah, that's what she is.
So that's that one. So that's all I've worked on since Edinburgh.
What else? I'll show you me sleeves. I've not. They still look like sleeves.
What else would they look like?
Just bigger ones. But I didn't show them in our first attempt at this video. This is my big overnight bag from Antler.
Avon, you got it from Avon, didn't you?
Bought it from Avon, yeah. It's an Antler bag. I use it as a project bag. Where are we? We're in here. Sleeves. Oh.
Pressure in my head.
I know I've got.
Have we had high pressure these
we
last
have,
few days because of the weather? Because of the weather. I constantly feel like somebody's trying to squash my head.
Squash your head, yeah. That's what I feel like right now. I could quite happily close my eyes and go to sleep.
Mm.
So there they are. I think one's longer than the other. Yeah, not by much though. So we're getting there. I might have a new jumper soon. When it's summer, too hot to wear it.
That's just it. I know by the time I finish my shawl, it'll probably be too warm to wear them, but we'll have nice new ones for next winter.
And I should fit in it because I'm on a mission to lose my weight.
As am I. We've both downloaded. Has anybody tried the NutriCheck? It is NutriCheck. NutriCheck app on the phone. It's a $3.99. You get first 5 days free, which we're in at the moment, and it's a bit like a Fitbit app if you've got that. But I find it easier and better. It's $3.99 a month, which I'm quite happy because that's less than a knitting magazine, and I can track everything, all my food.
You
just scan your barcode,
yeah,
and it just pops straight up. So any barcodes on your food that you're making your recipes with or anything, it's brilliant.
I'm only on day 2, and it's opened my eyes. Like, I was making my tea last night. I was doing a stir fry, and I just grabbed a bunch of mushrooms and said, "I think that's 25 grams."
Mm.
No, it was 75. So I thought I'll weigh it just to see.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then I was weighing my egg noodles, and I said, I'll put 100 grams in. I think that'll be enough. And then I put it in. I'm like, is that really only 100 grams? It's like, what? But then once it was all together, it was more than enough. But
I've been on it 3 days, and I've weighed myself this morning, and I've lost 1 pound already.
Woo!
So working on getting rid of my huge tractor tyre around the middle. I need to get rid of
way to describe
I need to get rid of that for the summer because you can't cover it up in jumpers for much longer. So I need to get rid of that for the summer because that's what I'm conscious of. Is anybody else conscious about the shape? It's one of those things, I think, you know. Most women are conscious about something. I don't feel myself. I don't feel fat, even though I know I'm overweight. I don't feel fat. When I see myself from the rear occasionally on these videos, when I get up and move, I think, well, I won't tell you what I think. I think, oh dear.
Holy cow! That's what I think about me.
Look at the size of that. But I can't see that when I'm walking around, so I don't worry about it. Yeah, I can't see that so much when I'm walking around, so I don't worry so much about that. I haven't got big arms. I have a round face. I have a big round face, no matter...
What happened then?
You pause then. However heavy or however light I am, I have a big round face. Can't get away from that. But one would like to lose. I've always been really conscious of the spare tyre, and the spare tyre has gradually over the years gone from like a Ford Fiesta to a tractor. And I need to start doing something about it before it turns into like one of these megalith monster truck tyres.
I think I'll slap you before that happens.
So we're on with this.
Away from the cake.
Yeah, we're at my cake. So we're on with this app, and I work in a chip shop, and it's really hard. It's so easy to just pick at chips. I don't eat loads of chips, but I do tend to pick. And probably all those few chips that you pick through the day, or when you can't be bothered bringing your lunch in, so you think, oh, I'll just have a bit of chips and gravy, or I'll have a battered fish and peas, just a small one, but it's still battered and fried, and it soon adds up.
Calories.
Yeah, it soon adds up. So we're working on it. We're going to be, hopefully, much slimmer for the summer, and at least, if not for the summer, by Nikki's wedding.
Well, my app set my goal date for June. To lose a
July.
stone.
Mine said I could lose, if I stick to it and I'm good, I could lose a stone. I could get my goal weight, which was a stone and 2 pounds, get down to 12 stone for July.
That's how much I need to lose.
July the 18th. Yeah, we're both exactly a stone and
£2.
We want to get shut off. So, do you have any? Do you worry about that? I mean, people talk about mental health and stuff on here.
Yeah.
And just life issues and things. Well, like I say, I've always been conscious of my middle, no matter what. Even on my wedding day, when I was 10 stone nothing, I was conscious of my belly. I didn't have a belly to be conscious of then, but I most certainly do now. So, how do you tackle it? Comment down below. While you're hitting thumbs up and subscribe, if you've not done it already.
Why?
Comment down below. Do you have these issues? And if you do, how do you tackle it? Have you got any advice for us?
And we move.
We move. Well, we're on the go. I'm on the go at work all day. Nikki's on the go all day with the kids. I don't want to be on the go all evening. I'm sitting doing my knitting or my weaving at home, and that's really not going to change. I try to go out on my break at work and do a bit, but I find if I don't have a sit down, because by the end of the day, my hips and things ache. You know, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 47 years young, although my body feels 87 years old sometimes. I'm hoping that improves as well.
Yeah,
so
that'd be nice.
I'm not putting myself under any pressure by mentioning it on the podcast at all.
Whatsoever.
But maybe I'll actually stick to it. So does anybody want to lose weight along with us?
We should do weigh-ins each podcast.
Yeah, we should. Every couple of weeks we'll do a weigh-in, and then I can shout at you and you can shout at me.
Shame each other.
When we haven't done it. So, anyway, God, went totally off.
Tangent.
Totally off the plot then. We have to get a rant in every week.
Have to.
Every episode somehow. So, how long have we been going? 43 minutes and 21 seconds. Edinburgh Hall. Do you want to see the Edinburgh Hall? Well, I think we'll go through that quite quick. Then we can get this wrapped up before his lordship wakes up.
Yes, the terror that is my child.
So I haven't brought everything. I didn't buy a huge amount. I only bought what I thought I would use. I was really good. I could have spent a lot more.
We both could have.
But I brought money back, which is good because it means I can buy more wool for dyeing.
Yay!
So, and I'm working on that. I was photographing today.
I want cake now.
Eh?
I want cake now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, go on. You show yours first.
I bought a bunch of needles. Here they are. Got 2 higher ones and an Addy one. Wanted to try Addy, so I'll give them a go. I bought this Interpretations Volume 5 book.
There's a beautiful wrap pattern in there that I've downloaded that I really, really want to make. So that's future knitting, if Nikki shows it. Oh, Joseph's waking up.
That one.
This is in worsted weight. I really want to make that. Looks dead interesting.
It's lace and cabling.
Yeah.
I want to do...
I'm going to do it in double knitting, I think.
I want to do...
Because it's in light worsted.
This one.
We saw that one at the show.
Not in those colours.
I quite like them colours. Earthy colours would be nice. Greens and greys. Yeah. Greens and greys would be nice.
And we went on to another stall after I bought this.
Right, you keep talking. I'm going to go and get the little man.
After I bought this, and she said that they had a... we were just having a look. And she said they had a kit for one of the patterns in here. I'm just trying to find it. I should look at the contents page, but that'd just make life easier.
Do you want to say hello to the world? Don't eat my hair. Oh, excuse you!
This pattern, and it's called Chasing Light Shawl. Oh, what's some interesting noises, child? Hello, baby. So that's the pattern, and it's like a lace with loads of garter on it. And this is the wool. Both me and Mum both bought this.
Beautiful colour, this.
And it's called Out of the Dark. And it's by the Walk collection. And it's in their Lux Light base, which is 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, and it's heavy lace.
Heavy lace. What's heavy lace? Is that not fingering?
It's really heavy lace, Mum. It weighs a ton.
It's got 600 metres of
400 grams.
Skein though.
And it says use 2.5 to 3.5 millimetre needles.
So you could do a fingering weight pattern and it'd come out a lot. This is what I'm thinking of doing, doing a fingering weight shawl, and it just coming out lighter weight to wear in the warmer months.
No, I did buy it thinking to do that shawl, but now Mina Phillips has brought out this new shawl wrappy thing.
Yay!
And
I bought that.
And it uses minis, and I have more minis than I thought I had. And ends of whole skeins, which I imagine I could use. Don't see why I couldn't.
Well, they're technically minis.
And the ones that I was going to use for my scrappy socks that I have lots of, I think, I might just rip that out and just buy this pattern and do this big shawl because it looks really nice. So,
yeah, I really want to do that.
I think
I just need to go through my yarns and decide what I'm going to use.
If you've not seen it, you need to look at it because it's like no other shawl out there. There's no garter stitch in it.
Yeah, it's all patterned, different patterns. You need about 2.5 skeins. She said two, and maybe a mini in case you go over. 10 minis, and then 2 to 3 skeins of the main colour. What's it called? Changes? Is it called Changes?
Where's it called?
I think it's called Changes.
I might do it the pattern that it was made for. I'm not wholly decided yet. I can't make these decisions because I say I'm going to do this, and then I don't do it. Let's find her.
Well, that's my next 2 projects: the Mina Phillips wrap, I think it's Changes wrap, and that wrap in the book.
Changes shawl pattern.
It looks lovely.
See if I can show you. No, is he going to show you? Yeah, well, you get the gist. If you follow her on Instagram, you'll see. And she's got a coupon code on for it for Changes 20, which is valid till Sunday the 25th of March.
Do you know, that coupon code came out. I bought it in the morning when she announced it had come out, so I went on and bought it. And then about an hour after I bought it, she then put another post on saying there was she put a coupon code on. So bloody typical, isn't it?
Gutted!
Don't matter, it's only 20 cents, it's hardly anything. It only worked out about £5 something anyway.
And then I bought this from the Knitting Goddess. Shut up, I'm counting. Because I say it to Ben all the time. Because he always starts talking to me the moment I start counting. And he just gets eagles.
That's really throwing the camera out now, having 3 faces opposed to 2. Isn't it? You okay, baby? Here comes Mummy. Is that all yours now?
Yeah.
Right, I bought this. On the knitting, while we were talking about the Knitting Goddess, I bought this book while I was on the stall.
You waving?
It was cheaper if you bought the wool as well, wool with it as well, but I've got enough wool. But I'd seen I know you can never have enough wool. That's a strange thing for a knitter to say, but I'd seen this shawl, this brioche cowl that she had up on the wall, and I really fancied doing that. She didn't have the actual mini set because it shows it with minis, and I've got plenty of minis. And then which other one did I see? I saw this one I liked was up on the wall made as well, which I thought was lovely. So I bought the book, and we're going to have a go at those. I might not use rainbow sets. I might just use 2 colours of whatever yarn I've got. But I quite fancy having a go at that because I did a bit of brioche last year and I didn't stick with it, but I quite fancy. I've seen some beautiful things done, so I'm going to have another go. I bought a couple of other books as well, a Coop Knits book, but I haven't brought them with me today. The yarns I bought, Eden Cottage Yarns had the most beautiful stand with the most beautiful colour palette. If you've never looked at Eden Cottage Yarns, go on and have a look at their colour palette, because it is so... It's all this kind of colourways, isn't it? That's 3. I bought 5 of these. I didn't go for the hand-dyed, the big hand-dyed, because I've got a lot of that, and I'm doing it myself at the moment. But these, I couldn't resist. She had knitted up on the wall a Hoagie Locatelli starting point shawl, and it was knitted in these colours. That's why I ended up coming away with these. So these will be a shawl. I've thought about using them for the Mina Phillips shawl. I might use them for that and just get a couple of skeins to go along with it. But they are so soft. Oh, somebody wants feeding. It's 85% blue face Leicester, 15% silk, and it's Milburn 4-ply, and it is really nice. It's going to have such nice drape. I don't like any of the yarns that have got a bit of silk in. Can you hear him shouting? Feed me now! I'm starving! I got this off Rusty Ferret Fluff Shop. This was a Edinburgh special colourway, which I thought I have to have that because I love all these tealy turquoises colours, and there's flashes of pink and purples in there. That's the logo. There's your details. There we go. And then I got these colourful stitch stoppers. Somebody had recommended these to me once online for putting on your needles to keep them together. And they seemed overpriced, I thought. 11 quid. Yeah, they're just bits. It's like foam, like your kids' shapes things you buy. Foam shapes. But there's 4 each of 6 sizes in there. I don't know if they're point stoppers or they're just... Oh no, they slide all the way down your needle to hold stitches so your knitting doesn't fall off your needles. I had mentioned once because I've been putting different stoppers on the end of your needles to stop your wool falling off, and the stoppers would fall off. Well, somebody recommended these once. So when I saw them there, I thought, well, I'll give them a go to see what they're like, if they do the job. That's all that matters. And then I bought one of the first stomps was Mothie and the Squid. It was her first year standing at the festival, having a stand. And I knew she did. I wanted another sock blank because after I did my rainbow sock blank socks, I wanted another one. And I saw this, which is lovely. It's coming out really bright red there. It's more of a blood red and black, which is lovely. And I like the way it's been dyed because looks like it's been folded in half and dyed in half to me. Because when you look at where the shading is, it's darker on one side, but it's there on the other side, but less of it. And it's just the way it's folded in. Down the middle, it looks like it's been folded and dyed, wouldn't you say? Because you see that patch there is there as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's been folded
which is good because it means I'll be able to cut it down the middle, cut it in half down the middle and get two socks that are relatively matching. So hopefully that'll work out. I love that colour. And I can do my socks long. I'll do my socks longer in that as well.
Are you going to do 2 at a time with that?
This is the one I'm going to do 2 at a time with. That's why I want to cut it in half. So it's Mothie and the Squid. If you've watched us before and seen Nikki's rainbow wrap she wears that I knitted for her, the Lamina rainbow wrap.
More expensive.
This was the yarn pack that's on the card that I knitted it in. A rainbow minis pack, which had 10 20 gram minis in it. And I just added in some Knit Picks Black palette yarn and knitted that. So I That's what this sock blanket is. So Mothie and the Squid stuff is lovely. So check her out. She has lots of lovely yarns on her. She always puts the picture along for the inspiration that goes with it as well, which is nice. I think that's all I've brought that I bought. I bought the same. I've obviously got the same. I got this as well, the same as Nikki. I just love the colours on this. You don't see them to start with, and then when you start looking at it, you can see the reds.
There's a bit of purple in yours.
Bits of reds and other colours. Looks like they've done a grey and like over-dyed it type thing. Different colours. It's lovely.
Pretty pretty.
So I can't wait to use that. So I think that's everything I've brought. So, oh, he's nodding up while he's drinking that. Thank you to everybody that commented on our last video.
It was really nice.
It was really nice. We asked on our last video, if you haven't watched it, we asked if there was anything that we could do to make the podcast better. We're not bothered about being one of the most popular podcasts out there or having thousands of viewers, although that would be nice. Oh, yeah. But what we did notice is that our subscriptions have been going up a lot, really slow. We don't know if there was something we were doing wrong, if there was something we could do better, if people just didn't like something that we were doing. Anyway, for the resounding response that we got, we're not going to change anything because everybody said just stay as you are, because we're pretty much, we are as you find us. We try to be who we are. We don't try to make it slick. We don't want it to look professional. We don't mind looking like we know what we're doing. Well, we think we know what we're doing.
Kind of.
But we don't necessarily want to look like an over-professional. We're just mother and daughter. We're trying to knitting group out there. Our knitting group. We used to have a knit and natter group, which is no more. Disbanded due to having location to have it more than anything. So we miss sharing those knitted things with people, with other people, like-minded people, which we've now found out there. And some people have been following us right from the beginning,
which is lovely.
Which is lovely. The only thing, like I say, nobody commented it on the actual video, but a couple of people messaged me saying about our background. Well, we struggled with that because of the room that we're in. Anyway, we've had a change around, got rid of a big table, moved around a bit, and I've managed to make it a better location, make it look better behind, but it would still appear from the camera that I might have to cover that up, but it will now be easier to do that. So we should be there in that location. Next week is much brighter than it is here.
It is.
So thank you to everybody that commented it. It made us feel all fuzzy and warm inside. It's such the lovely comments that everybody put.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Saying don't change, they like how we are, that we show commercial yarns as well as indie dyed yarns. We just try to act like we're in a knit and natter group. Which I think is what we like best. I apologise if the video does in and out, focus in and out a bit of time when it shouldn't. We are still learning. I'm learning on how to use this phone. I've only had it for like a week and a half. Anyway, we're going to call time. We'll announce a winner for the giveaway pattern for the love song. It was the Rivers Flow hat on the last episode. Yeah. We said comment underneath. We'll do that on the next podcast.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I just remembered. We'll do it on the next podcast.
Excuse you.
Okie doke. So without further ado, happy knitting until next time. Bye.
Bye.